is louder after your words.
Oh, okay. I was saying that today
Uh-huh.
the complete communication has been about
Oh,
politics, the election results, and
oh
similar
yes.
topics.
Yes.
How are you today, Luis?
Fine, teacher. Thank you, and you?
I'm fine, thanks. I was chatting in the morning with Mickey about the
Oh yes.
results of the election. I've been talking with my mom about the election results, with friends, the complete country talking about the elections.
Yes.
What do you think about the result?
Mr. Um, I of the results of the things about these topics. I think that for I don't know for and I don't know a lot of for the topic, and I prefer don't give a ignorant opinion for that.
Okay, okay. Very interesting, Luis. Very interesting. You didn't vote because you were only 17 years old, right?
Yes. I don't I can't vote.
You can vote, but maybe next year you will be able to vote.
Sorry.
Probably next year you will be able to
Oh
vote.
yes, and that's your.
Okay.
Well, the no, the próximas, the
The
next
next,
elections are in 6 years, no?
well, yeah, that's true. That's true. But next year you probably will vote for the mayor of the city of Irapuato, probably, or
Oh,
not.
okay. Oh, I don't know.
No,
Oh,
that's
yes.
next year or in 2 years. Maybe I don't know if it's 2 or 3 years.
Oh,
Yeah, I think no, in 3 years. So in 3 years you will be able to vote.
oh, yes, yes. I need to study the politic and the topics about the politic.
Right, yeah, that's true. Even if I'm not too much into politics, I still believe that it's an interesting process because there are many aspects which obviously concerns the town, the people, and some others which
Yes.
is totally trivial. For
Yeah.
example, which are the topics that you consider are important in the political world? Which are the aspects that you believe have an impact, and which are the aspects that you think that don't have absolutely any impact, that are absolutely trivial, please?
Okay. For the first, the trivial topics.
Trivial topics, okay? Yes, please.
Okay. Topics about the economy, the life of the people, the impuestos or
Taxes,
taxes, or the delincuencia, la delincuencia considered
crime.
crime. Yes, the crime. The economy, the people, the crime, the history, a lot of topics of money, of the treat of the people,
Say that again. History, what else?
topics of the life of the people.
Of people. You are mentioning the topics which are for which politics is relevant or irrelevant.
For what, teacher?
For these topics, politics is relevant or irrelevant?
Oh, it's relevant, relevant.
Relevant. Okay, let me that. Okay, so topics for which politics is relevant. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a very interesting comment. Very interesting. What you are saying is truly interesting. So, when you talk about crime, economy, people, history, and the topics
Oh,
of the life of people,
it's the same that the the third. Sorry.
okay, well, all right. So, people, but people in what sense? In what sense is people relevant for politics, Luis?
I think in a lot of senses. For example, the education or the knowledge or the information.
Okay, very good, very good. Look, what you're doing is making a summary. of what politicians should focus their attention on. Politicians should focus their attention on reducing crime, increasing the economy, increasing the education, knowledge, and the spread of information. How about history? How should they focus their attention on history, Luis?
Um, I think so. I think ignorant. I don't know. Um, Maybe in the analysis is analysis in English. Yes,
Analysis is the same.
in the analysis of the government or the how is the statistics or the economy or a lot of things of the comportment of the behaviors era comportament
Behavior, yes.
of the behavior or the statistics in the country.
Absolutely. Okay, the analysis of the governments on how the statistics about the behavior and the statistics of the behavior of the country. Very interesting. And now, in your opinion, what is the duty of the politicians about crime? What should they do? Let's give number one, two, three, and four, right? These five.
The
These five.
topics sorry teacher.
Yeah, about crime. What is the duty of the government talking about crime?
The fears. No, I don't understand the question. Sorry, teacher.
Duties, the obligations of the government. Obviously,
Ah,
reduce crime is one of the duties, right?
okay,
What,
okay.
what
The
other duties?
obligations.
Duty is
Uh,
like obligation, like obligations, obligations.
okay.
So reducing crimes. But how do you reduce crimes? If you are the government, how do you reduce crimes?
Um, Maybe. Oh, I don't. I think it's a very seriously problem, but maybe with a better control of the carcels.
Control of the prisons,
Yes, minus corruption,
less less corruption,
less corruption. Um, with a better, ay, ¿cómo se dice? A better manejo de la policía. O
handling of or managing, better management of the police.
management of the police. Yes.
Very interesting, very true. Or also, now let me ask you something connected with this, Luis.
Okay.
How is the management of the military connected with this? Is that part of the government too, or the military should be managed in a different way or in different situations? What role does the army, the soldiers, that is the military, play? Because the police force is one thing and the military is another thing.
Yes.
What is your opinion about that, please?
I think maybe it could be connected, but I don't know if the military are another ordinance or rules.
Okay,
I
I
don't know.
think yes. The management of the military forces and the police are different, right? Because they have different rules,
Yes.
have different rules and objectives also, correct?
Yeah.
I learned when I was in primary or secondary school, I think in secondary school, in junior high, that the police was designed for the internal control of the country. And the military, the soldiers, their obligation was to protect us about the external forces, forces which are external to the countries, invasions, migration, immigration, etc.
Okay.
But I don't know if that is still valid. Maybe the duties changed.
Oh. Also, I don't know.
Yeah, well, I don't know either. But well, at least this is very important.
Yes,
Reducing crimes, better control of the prisons. Uh, do you think, Luis, here, when you say better control of the prisons,
yes.
uh, there are three political how do you call this forces, not forces, parties or stages. The judicial uh, system, three systems: the judicial system, the legislature system, and the executive system. I don't know. I too. So there are three orders of government: the judicial system. The second was the legislative system and the executive system, which is the president actually. Do you remember that
Yes.
we studied this in, I don't remember if it's in junior high or secondary, but there are three systems of government, right? The judicial system are the people in charge of applying the law, right?
Okay.
Judges, etc.
Yes.
Judges. Legislative system, people who make and void the laws, in order to dissolve the laws. Who are here? Senators and deputies.
Okay.
Do you agree? And the
Yeah.
executive system is the president who gives the orders for the different to coordinate. He's like the coordinator. Yes.
Yes.
So we want to reduce crimes in Irapuato, in Guanajuato, in Mexico in general. But why is it so difficult, you think? Because people say, we're going to reduce crimes, and the crimes are rampant: homicides, thefts, robberies, fraud, just name it. Every kind of crime is being committed, and they don't diminish, Luis, they continue to grow. What can we do? Why is it so difficult, in your opinion? Of course, it's not an easy question, but what do you think?
Sorry, teacher. Can you repeat the question again? Sorry, teacher. Sorry,
No, it's
sorry.
okay. It's okay. Some people, presidents, mayors of the city, deputies, senators, every politician says, I am going to reduce crime in the city, in the state, in the country. They say
Yes.
that in the microphone, but in reality, crimes continue to increase, right? The question is, why is it so difficult to reduce criminality, crime in Mexico, in the country, in the state, in the city?
Oh, okay, okay. I think it could be for many reasons. Maybe the people that say that it go to end it to the crime are lying or don't have the correctly strategies
Correct
or
strategies, yes, that could be.
yes, correct strategies.
Correct.
Maybe his plans are failed, or
Plans fail. The
failed,
plans fail. Yeah, that's
eh,
true.
or maybe it is a corruption in the middle of the problem.
There is corruption in the middle of the problem.
Yeah.
Also correct. Also could be true. Yes. So it's not an easy, it's not an easy problem, right, Luis? Okay. Well, so there are many reasons. It's incorrect strategy is just one T.
Yes.
Uh, their plans fail, and there is corruption in the middle of the problem. Yeah, it's very complex. It's very
Yes.
complex. The new winning governor of the state of Guanajuato, which is a lady by the name of Livia Denise Garcia. She's the new governor of Guanajuato. She says that she's going to change the general fiscal of the state, a guy that has been like the main police in Guanajuato. She's going to change it. Probably that will solve the situation. Probably not, right? Well, okay, very good, Luis. Now, let's go to another question, which is more well, it's also interesting. Is
Okay.
economy? This is a great question for many people.
Yes.
Economy. How do you improve the economy of a country? You want to improve the economy.
Improve is like mejorar.
Mejorar, yes.
Okay.
We want to improve the economy of a country. There is something I'm having problems with.
Oh,
How do you improve the economy of a country?
yes. Oh, I don't know. Teacher, I think is a very important question. Maybe, what I don't really sure of. I don't know nothing. Maybe search the way to the money or a lot of riquezas. No sé cómo se llama.
Wealth.
Wealth. Yes, wealth don't accumulate in only sector of people. Maybe certain sector.
Okay, accumulates in a certain or specific sector of people. That's very true. Okay, search the way for the money or wealth that accumulate. Search for it, or search how it accumulates, or what exactly do you want to search or look for? Look for the way how the money accumulates in certain sector of people.
Yes, but did you create? What is the meaning of certain?
Certain cierto
Cierto.
sector.
Okay. Yes. Yes.
Okay, and with the idea of what? Of distributing the money more evenly, or distribute the money or wealth. Actually, it's better to use your word, wealth. Distribute the wealth more evenly, más parejamente. Distribute the wealth more
Um.
even. Do you think?
Well, it could be teacher, but I don't know, teacher. So imagine that the government take a lot of money, and the government repair the money of the people in a equal game, in a equal way. Sorry,
Right.
but if this happen, I don't really sure that the government made a really good work, or I think it could be very corruption in the middle of the problem, or the government it could be accumulate this fortuna, or I don't know, it could be a lot of problems. Also, if the government can applicate this, um, I don't know, teacher. I think it could be exist a lot of problem, but I think if the structure of the economy, like capitalist capitalism, ¿cómo sería?
Capitalist economy.
Capitalist economy have a very serious problem that I think a lot of people don't think of this. Maybe
So the capitalist economy has had serious problems that a lot of people what?
maybe don't see or don't think. No, I don't know, teacher. I think that
Okay, maybe don't
uh,
see or don't think about, right?
yes, don't think about. I think that maybe for we are very acostumbrados, ¿cómo sería, teacher?
Used to. We are used to.
Okay, we are used to think along of all of the of the life of or of one people, that the life on economy is on one way, and don't exist nothing in another side or another possibility. I think is a like a rect line. Your study and grow and working one thing and hope the better results in this work and in this salary. But maybe I think that it could be exists a lot of problems. So maybe nepotismo o nepotismo, no sé cómo sería.
Problems like nepotism.
Yes, or well, I don't know. I think it could be exist a lot of variants that one person don't don't can no, can't can't arrive in a good or a honorable puesto in a social structure maybe.
Social structure. Well, Luis, let me tell you something. What you're saying is extremely, extremely interesting. And some people, like with everything, will agree with you. I agree with you. Some other people may not agree with you. Possibly they will say, well, I think differently. Luis, look at this.
Yes.
Luis, look at that. But that it's interesting is very interesting. Uh, Let me give you my comments about your
Okay.
comment.
Yes.
There,
If I understand, because I think in this class I'm very, no sé si distraído, pero hay cosas que no he entendido, perdón, teacher, y me da pena.
no, 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 no. You are saying things correctly.
Okay.
So yeah, there are people who think that the economy is just one way. That is true. So some
Yes.
people believe that there is just one economical way. That is
Yeah.
important. So there are people who think about economy in just one way. That is true because they don't know other systems. They just know the capitalistic system, which
Yes.
is a competitive system. It's not a cooperative system. So here we have two philosophical concepts.
Okay.
And I'm not saying that one is good and the other is bad, or that one is better and the other is worse.
Okay.
Individualistic versus collective.
Mm,
And
okay.
these are two important concepts. And I would like to mention a guy by the name of Kropotkin. Let's
Sorry.
talk. I would like to mention the name of Pyotr Kropotkin, who
Oh, okay.
was a Russian social scientist
Uh huh.
that worked on cooperation.
Yes.
And on the other hand, we have Charles Darwin, that we study in school, right? We study Charles Darwin, but we don't study Kropotkin. Why? I don't know why I don't design the study plans, right? I don't design it, but now that I'm in the doctoral degree, they tell us in the doctoral degree of social economy, they tell you to study Kropotkin, for example. Kropotkin. Okay, let's read a little bit about Kropotkin and what he says about cooperation.
Okay.
Let's Google something about Kropotkin, please. Google
Yes.
him and what he says, like a summary of his theory or whatever, please.
Okay.
So I'm gonna do the same. Kropotkin and his theory about cooperation.
I search teacher or are you
Yes, yes, yes,
going
yes,
to
yes.
search?
I'm gonna do it too, but you can do it too, please. Please,
Oh,
can
okay,
you?
okay, okay. Um, I found a book, the Mutually Apoyo, no sé.
Mutual support.
Yes, the Mutual Support, I think is his book.
Is that book in English or in Spanish?
No, in Spanish, I'm going to search in English. I will.
Okay, okay, yeah. Thank you, Luis. I found something about him, but let's see what you find too. Okay, it's Mutual Aid. That's the name of the book. And let's see what you believe, because it's very interesting. I'm not planning to foster any ideology or any idea, but to discuss various opinions and see what people think. So this is Piotr Kropotkin. That's that.
Oh, okay.
No, but let's see what you found. Let's see what you found.
No, teacher, I don't found. I found only information in Spanish, and
Oh,
when I search in English, Google arrived me on the traductor.
okay. Well, let's then read what I found about Piotr Kropotkin, please. Can you read it, please?
Yes,
Please.
yes. Piotr Kropotkin was a Russian geographer, economist, and political theorist who is the best known for his work in advancing anarcho-communism and his theory about cooperation, particularly articulating his book Mutual Aid, a factor of evolution. Kropotkin's ideas on cooperation challenge the dominant social Darwinist view of his time, which
Emphasized.
emphasized competition and the primary driver of evolution and social progress.
Yeah. In other words, what do you understand from this paragraph, please? What is your
Um,
understanding of this?
okay. His principal theory is anarcho-communist. He's talk a lot of cooperation for a better way than the Darwin's things. No.
Yeah. Well, he's an opponent in the idea. According to Darwin, the progress of society is a result of competition, right? In other words, Darwin says that if you want to have to evolve as a society, you need to compete. Darwin Darwin fosters or argues that, okay, I'm sorry, argues that society's progress as a result of competition. And Kropotkin argues or comments that society's progress
Yes.
as a result of cooperation. That's the main difference, right? So Darwin argues that society's progress as a result of cooperation, and Kropotkin, I'm going to change the names. Kropotkin argues that society is a result of cooperation. What do you think of these comments? Or a little bit of both?
Okay. Um. In a question, teacher, Darwin say that the the progress we can find it in the competition of people and Kropotnik in the cooperation of the people.
Yes, but not only of people, the cooperation of animals. In other words, he basically his conclusions were more based on the study of animals. He studied the animals in Siberia, bears, wolves, all types of animals that live in the tundra in the North Pole in Siberia. And his conclusion was that animals don't fight for food, that they cooperate when they hunt, when they live, they share food, they share the place, they share the territory. And
Yeah.
that's why Kropotkin, in this book, which is a book that you can find in English or in Spanish, you found that book. If you
Okay.
can read it in English or Spanish, it's a great book
Yeah.
because it goes against the dominant idea of Darwin. Darwin says that you need to compete and the best will be the winner, like type of Superman. And Kropotkin says that no, it's not competition, it's cooperation, what makes the society evolve and progress. So, total distinct views of life. What do you think about these two arguments?
Okay. Oh, teacher, I think that these arguments, it depends if we talk of whatever animal or like a manada, animals in manada.
A flock, a
A
flock,
flock, yes. It is different as if we talk like a social group of humans. Because I think that the humans have the capacity of rationalizar, racionalizar, no sé cómo se diga.
rationalize,
Yes, rationalize. For that libertad or this
freedom, freedom,
freedom, yes. For this freedom, the humans can see in his propio
own, in his
own,
own,
sorry, on his own egoismo,
in their own egotism,
egotism, the way for in the cooperation, exit to the cooperation to enter in a new competition.
okay, well, that's a complex idea. Can you repeat it, Luis, please? Sounds very interesting, but let's see.
Yes.
Humans can see in their own egotism the
Uh,
success, or what?
the success. What is the meaning of success? Like
Éxito,
éxito?
éxito.
Éxito? Okay. Um. I don't. I don't sure that what I give to understand to me. I don't. No sé qué me di a entender, teacher, pero voy a tratar de decirlo otra vez.
Okay, okay, good.
Um. I think that sorry, I think that the these arguments depends of what group are we talking for. If we are talking of animals, I think the animals can working in a cooperation way very well. They don't have the necessity of competition of in a center of them. But I think if we talk of humans, a group of humans, if they can work in a cooperative way, but in the moment that some humans see the opportunity for alcanzar, ¿cómo sería alcanzar?
Rich, rich,
Rich? uh, okay, to opportunity to reach another alternative to be better conditions and no not exactly better than another humans sino better that he's previously for to live. I think that in for because the humans have the capacity of rational. ¿Cómo había dicho teacher? Rationalizing.
rationalizing
Yes. Have the capacity of rationalizing in a strange way. The rationals the his rationalized in his egotism is a narcissist way to ambition and to accumulate a lot of things and benefictions. And they think when I say that it's in a narcissist way, I think that the in his pensamientos,
in his thoughts,
yes, in his thoughts, they think at the first in ellos mismos,
in themselves.
in themselves than in other thing.
Okay, this sounds very philosophical and very interesting.
Okay.
When humans see the opportunity to reach another alternative to better conditions, I think that because humans have the capacity of rationalizing in a strange way, he rationalizes in his egotism in a narcissistic way. He can accumulate a lot in a lot of ways. In his thoughts, they think at first in themselves than in others. Well, yeah, that is true. But well, we need to read this book, Luis. Not today, but one day we need to read this book because Kropotkin says precisely that with barbarians, he noticed
Sorry,
that
teacher, can you repeat? I have ruido y no escucho, teacher, no quiero perder la idea, perdón.
okay. The argument that Kropotkin had in this book was that um, uh, there could be in the old groups, in the ancient groups, barbarians, for example. The barbarians had a situation in which they cooperated, they shared the territory, they shared food, they shared the clothing, the skins of the animals. In
Yes.
other words, maybe the modern man is more egotistic now. Actually, look at this may sound crazy, probably, but the concept of family is more or less recent. In the past, there were communities, and communities were just that communities, right? Where the law is the law of the community. The concept of family among humans is more or less recent, not extremely old, according to this book, of course. I'm not an anthropologist and much less a philosopher, but this book is incredibly interesting because he argues that the barbarians used to share food, used to share clothing, the skins of the animals, used to share the territories, etc. So the life was more or less better, if you will. And he says that the society started to evolve. The society started to have an evolution and progress as a result of cooperation, not as a result of competition. And he argues that Darwin, because he is after Darwin, he made his writings in the 1900s. Kropotkin wrote his book in the 1900s after Darwin. Darwin wrote his books, I think, in the 1800s. Darwin, I think, or
Okay.
1700s. I don't remember.
I don't know. I don't know. No.
But I think Darwin wrote his books at least 100 years before. I think 1800s. At least 100 years before Kropotkin. So
Okay.
Kropotkin is from the 20th century, the beginning of the 20th century. And Darwin is from the beginning of the 19th century. So he criticizes Darwin. But then I asked myself, well, I never studied Kropotkin in school. Never. I never heard the name. It's a totally new name for me. And he is against the idea of Darwin. My question for myself, for yourself, and for the school is when we study story, why why the teachers of history tell you, Luis, this is the only option that we have, study it and memorize it, and they don't even mention this. In a modern system, I would think that it's preferable that I tell you, Luis, we have A, we have B. What do you think? This Darwin says one thing, Kropotkin says the opposite. What is your thing? What is your opinion? And is your decision, right?
Okay.
It's not my
But
decision as a teacher to tell you, Luis, memorize this. This is the absolute truth, and I don't even mention this guy, right? Not even in the books. So I think that I am trying to indoctrinate you. I want you to memorize Darwin, 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 and to create an indoctrination in the school system. What do you think about that?
okay. Sorry, teacher. I only have want to. Quiero saber si entendí. Entonces,
Check,
um,
check. I want to check if I understood.
okay. Uh, I need to elegir, ¿cómo se diría?
Choose.
Yes, yes, sorry. To choose one of these ideas, no?
Well, I am showing you a second idea. I am not saying that the
Sorry.
second idea is correct.
Uh-huh.
I'm not saying that Kropotkin is right and that Darwin is incorrect, right?
Okay.
What I am saying is that the history books give the students just one option. They tell you Darwin is.
Oh, okay. Hmm.
They don't give you two options. You don't read this in the history books.
No, no, never.
They just give you one option, and that's the true, absolute true, and you cannot discuss it. This just memorize this. Okay,
Yes,
I am
yes,
a kid, I obey my teacher, I memorize that Darwin is correct.
yes.
In my opinion, the school systems deberían,
Hmm.
two options at least. Luis, you are in primary school. There are two currents, the current of Darwin and the current of Kropotkin. What do you think? And you are an intelligent kid, and then you say, well, probably this, probably this. Well, in some cases, this. Some animals hunt individually, some animals hunt collectively. I think both are correct, but you have two worlds, not one.
Yes.
What do you think, Luis?
Uh, I think it's very relative. I agree in the part that the system schools should to teach the two ways for the students can choose his or made his own opinion of the topic and don't only believe the things that another people say or want to they believe. I think that I don't know. I think that maybe these problems on the school systems exist very present in a lot of cases. For example, in books of history that
Yes.
only give one version of the topics, or also in science topics like. In a mathematics only teach that one thing plus one thing is this for the book say this and don't teach the very profundization of the demonstration of the formula. I think the system schools should to rediseñarse or
Okay, school systems should redesign themselves.
redesign the SEMs, yes, to the students can to rationalize his own ideas and his now thoughts to make a better and his own opinion, because if not the students only have the same things that they learned in a principio in
In the
a
beginning,
first, yeah, sorry.
in the beginning.
In the beginning, yes, in the beginning. Um, in these cases of the Darwin and the Kropotkin, I say it's very, I think it's very relative. It depends a lot of things, and they could have a lot of variants of the topics. But I think teacher of these systems that you give me in the beginning, I think that the Kropotkin Argus, I more agree with Kropotkin, but I think that Kropotkin have the mistake that believe that this in the humans could be possible. Um,
Okay, well, that's an interesting thing. That's an
yes,
interesting thing. So you believe that's an interesting argument. Also, let me tell you, is an interesting argument. You believe, Luis, that cooperation is more probable or is more possible among animals than among
Yes.
humans? Is that your comment?
Yes, yes, yes.
Is more possible among animals than among humans. That's very
Yes.
interesting. That's very, very interesting. Why? Why do you think this?
For the thing that I say is before that the humans have the capacity of rational side, and they in his own thoughts, they only think of themselves, don't have a very sincere or a very interesting of the prójimo or the or el otro, the another people.
Of the other. Okay. So humans tend to be egotistic and not to think too much about the other.
Yes, in another words, I think for resumir todo,
As a summary,
yes, at resume all of this, I think we can say that the the Darwin way is a natural way for the human, but the Kropotkin way or arguments or system is a,
ideal
ideal system, but we can't arrive of this.
is a little bit utopic.
Sorry,
It is a little bit utopic.
un top. Oh, okay, okay, okay.
It's
Yes.
an utopy. Utopy.
Sí, un topic like utopia.
Utopia. Utopia.
Utopia. Yes, yes, yes,
It's an
yes.
utopy. Well, that's an interesting conclusion. Really, really interesting. But okay, but this is the result of different thinking. But my only critic, I criticize the school
Yes.
system because apparently, schools want to teach you something. They don't want us to investigate more. They tell us what to memorize, what to learn. Because I believe there is a guy that says that the educational system has an agenda. I don't know if you agree with this or not. So, the educational system in general
Uh huh.
has an agenda,
Yes.
um, which is to indoctrinate people. And that happens for the capitalistic system and the communist system. Don't think that I'm talking just about one system. So, the educational systems, I'm going to put systems, Luis, in general, have an agenda which is to indoctrinate people in general. Is this true? Is this false? In some cases it's true, some cases it's false. What is your
Yes.
opinion about this comment? Do you agree? Do you partially agree? You don't agree? What do
Okay.
you think? It's an interesting comment. Can you read
Uh,
it and say what you think?
yes, I say of this comment that I agree with this because it's a lot of topics that repeat a lot of in a lot of way of teaching the schools or topics unnecessary. I think the school needs to teach the very big big or the real panorama of the things,
Right?
for the people can see all the variants and all and the people can have his opinion. The actually educational system only have the students in a like in a burbuja, no?
No,
In
a
a
bubble,
in a
bubble.
bubble. In a bubble, the students only thinks one this, thinks the life is one this, thinks be a good person if what is one this, and it's a it's like a reduction, un reduccionismo.
Reductionism.
Yes, reductionism, on his thoughts and on his ideas, that the people don't is very superficial, and don't rationalize in a correctly or in a realistic way.
Very interesting, Luis. Totally interesting. Let me well, let me follow up with what you are saying with an interesting thinker and philosopher and social scientist whose name is, probably you have heard about him, Ivan Illich. Ivan Illich was an Austrian philosopher,
Okay.
and let's see what you think about him. He's a social critic also. So let's see what he says. If you can
Okay.
please read it, and then we talk about him a little bit.
Yes. Ivan Illich, background. Illich was an Australian philosopher and social critic. He works the schooling society,
Deschooling,
the schooling society. Uh,
society.
okay, the schooling society. His main ideas, Illich argues that institutionalist education often perpetuates social inequalities and serves to indoctrinate individuals into accepting existing social structures. He proposed the concept of the schooling, advocating for learning networks that allow individuals to learn autonomously according to their own interests.
Yeah, in other words, that schools should tell you, Luis, here is a book about this. Here is a book that has an opposite argument. Here is a book that has an intermediate argument. You talk about, you learn about Einstein, but also learn about Heisenberg and learn about Bohr and learn about Newton, and all you will, and you reach your own conclusion. Right.
Yes.
So they give you the freedom, as you say, the liberty, the freedom to make your own conclusion. And that's why he says that we need to de-school society. In other words, to reverse the process of indoctrination. Because they tell you Santana was a traitor, Darwin is correct, individualistic behavior, this and that. They tell us what to learn. They don't give you 10, 20 books and you look and you get your own conclusion. On the contrary, they give just one single way. They tell us, according to this author, they tell you, Luis, this is the correct and only way. This is the correct way. If you take an individual way, if you say, no, I'm gonna go, Luis says, I'm gonna go here, then here, then here, then here, then I go back, then I here, then that is not correct. You need to follow this way.
Yes. Yes.
And so you have no freedom to learn. You learn what the school system wants you to learn. What's your
Yes.
opinion about this idea, Luis?
Sorry. What are your opinion?
Yes, what's your opinion? What's your opinion about this?
Oh, I think some ideas of this information, but I think in a comment of this, I think that I think when you draw his lines, I think the students need to rank of his own ideas, and maybe if the teacher say some idea and the student say another idea, that the student can see the correctly way and for why, and his all of Duda says doubts.
Doubts?
Doubts, yes, all of his doubts are atendidas and uh,
Attended, or they are
attended.
checked, checked, or they are revised.
Yes. Yes, all of his thoughts are revised. For the student can have a better thought. I remember this on analysis of, for example, exercise of dialectic on a dialectic conversation. Now, for example, you say something and I say something, in the opposite of ideas, we can talk of this and have a better thought, because we unimos nuestros pensamientos de alguna manera, like, I think the dialectic concept presents one thesis, another people presents one antithesis, and in the collision of these, we have a synthesis of the topic, and it's a very thought in two sides of the people and the beginning of the idea, no?
I like this expression extremely, very, very much. The collision of ideas. This is a fantastic concept. I love it. In the collision
Thank
of
you.
ideas, we reach more or less an agreement, correct? We reach more or less, yes,
Yes.
an agreement. Okay, let me
Yes.
see if I was able to synthesize your concept agreement. You will end up writing a book, Luis. I'm sure one day, sooner or later, I'm sure that you will end up writing a book with lots of great and interesting ideas that you have.
Okay, thank
I'm sure that's fantastic. So let me see if I understand this correctly. The
you.
dialectic concept. Okay, let's see if you can read it, please, and see check if it is correct what I wrote. Can you read it, please?
Yes, this paragraph. The dialectic concept presents the thesis, the opponent presents the antithesis, and the collision of ideas will reach more or less an agreement. Okay, yes, teacher, but the dialectic concept is one, in addition,
Okay.
the the dialectic concept is a concept study for a lot of philosophers, and the dialectic concept can have another interpretations.
Okay.
Um, I remember that the philosopher Friedrich George Hegel, the
Hegel. Okay.
Hegel, yes. I think all of these things are of Hegel. Or I remember this, I don't know what philosopher was, but if Hegel presents analysis with one amo and another slave.
Of a master
Yes.
and
Okay.
a
Okay.
slave.
Yes, these are is analysis of two peoples, that one people want to win on his thought, want to dominate the another people, the another consciencia, the another thought, and only like a fight of conscience on this ¿cómo se diría? On this,
Debate.
sorry.
In this debate or fight,
Yes, debates. Yes, we
call it
can
debate.
say debate, but the dialectic is like the the way to talk, to not arrive on this idea, to better the idea and respect the another thought of the another people, and hear his thought and analyze his thought, even if the another thought of the another people, you know that you know more of the topic, and you hear this and don't have to only dominate. For example, I think in a lot of people on in a lot of conversation of the peoples, one people in lugar in the
Instead,
instead, okay, instead of 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 hear the another comments of the another opinions of the another people, the people only think of themselves and what are going to contest of the another people, but really in his egosis, don't they don't think on here and put his attention really on his the another comments or the another answers of the del otro pues.
okay, they're not really thinking what the other person thinks,
Okay, yes.
or other things from the other people. These people only think of themselves and what they are going to answer to the other person. It's like a competition, like a contest. It's like a
Yes,
competition of arguments. It's not really a dialectic process in which you reach a conclusion, a common
yes.
or a
It's
synthesis.
like the opposite the dialectic wants.
Okay, so even to carry out, to conduct a dialectic process, there are challenges. There is
Yes.
a way, there are situations in which the dialectic process gets corrupted. In other words, gets twisted, not correctly applied, but incorrectly applied. Like this example from Hegel that you present, in which there is a fight for dominance. You want to dominate the other person. You don't want to reach an agreement or a negotiation, or you don't want to, I mean, not you, but people don't want to really reach a synthesis. That's what you're saying, right? Because the dialectic process, you reach a synthesis, right?
Yes. Yes,
But
it's like the propose
the purpose, this is the
the
purpose, okay,
purpose.
the purpose of the dialectic process, you can say to reach an agreement or to make a synthesis.
Yes, that is that I understand of the topic, but maybe I am wrong. But I understand.
That this sounds very logical, really sounds logical, and it sounds logical, and it's fantastic that you like these topics being so young, because some of these are a little bit abstract, and the power of abstraction is more elaborate. Is more elaborate. Is a process that um, it's a higher process of thought, and it's not always easy, particularly in young people. So it's fantastic that you have this curiosity for these
Yes.
abstract, profound, and important topics, because it's like you say, well, it's philosophy. People, when I was a kid, I said, oh, philosophy is so boring. Again, because we don't discuss things. We don't discuss them. We just learn them by memory. There is a guy, I don't know, I don't remember his name, who wrote a pyramid and the learning process. Let me look him up. Who was
Okay.
this? Let's see if you can look up who was the scientist who
Mhm.
designed this pyramid of learning. The pyramid of learning. Pyramid of learning. Who invented it? Who
Un
invented?
científico?
Yes, please. A scientist who invented the pyramid of learning. Um, who was this? Um, is who was this?
A scientist that how the people learn something or
Yeah, he developed the concept of pyramid of learning.
okay.
and they say that lecture 5%, reading 10%, audiovisual 20%, demonstration 30%, discussion group 50%, and practice by doing 75%. In other words, you will remember more if you practice what you are learning than if you just recite and recite and recite and memorize. So I want to learn who was the scientist, who was the social
Oh,
scientist,
maybe a psychologist, no?
or psychologist, yeah, psychologist.
Psychologist.
John Dewey, and Jean Piaget, Lev Vygotsky, Emile Durkheim, Pierre Bourdieu. There are many scientists, but I think the first one was John Dewey. Ideas of John Dewey. John Dewey's ideas of learning. Let's see what you think about this, Luis.
Okay.
Learning by doing. Let me look up. Maybe you can find something about John Dewey. The name is written like this. Let's see what you think about him, Luis. What you find about John Dewey. This is the name. And what he did in the educational system. Let's see what you think about him, please. Can you?
Okay. I'm going
Google,
to.
Google John Dewey.
Okay, okay, okay.
Dewey.
Okay. But I have in Spanish. uh, I'm going to put in. Okay. I I found this.
Oh, okay. You want to share it or you will send it?
On WhatsApp.
Whatever is easier for you.
Okay, okay. I'm going to share to WhatsApp, teacher.
Through WhatsApp. Perfect.
Yes, the information, no?
Yes, please.
Yes.
Okay. Dewey. All right. I'm gonna paste it here. This is very, very interesting. Let me get a new canvas here. All right. All right. I have it here. So let's read it and then we discuss it, please. Let's see what you think, please. So
Yes.
can you read it?
Dewey is pronounced Dewey or Dewey?
Dewey.
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 Dewey states that the student is in an active subject, and that is the teacher's task to create stimulate environments to develop and guide this ability to act. In this way, it is the teacher who must connect the contents of the curriculum with the interests of the students.
So the teacher has many responsibilities, and uh, he developed a table which is very, very interesting, in which
Yes.
he says, how is it easier for students or for people in general to learn something? Let's take a look at this table, Luis, and see if you agree what it says with what it says.
Okay.
Let me see if this is visible. Maybe
No, teacher,
it's not
it's
visible.
don't be.
It's not visible. It's
No.
let me make this bigger. Okay, okay. I think this is better. Let me copy it, and I'll paste it there. Okay, here. I think it's better now. All right, here it is. I'll put it here. Oh, let me move it to the right. Here. Okay, Luis, there. The learning pyramid. Can you read
Okay.
it?
The learning pyramid. In in on top, the lecture is the 5%, reading the 10%. The audiovisual is 20%. The demonstration is 30%. Discussion on group is 50%. Practice by doing is 75%, and teach others or immediate use of learning is 90%.
And
Okay.
these are retention rates. Retention. How much information are you going to retain if you give a lecture, or if you listen to a lecture? If I read and read and read and read, the average retention rate will be 5%.
Oh, okay, okay. It's very interesting. It's very
Yeah.
interesting. Yes.
What do you think of this pyramid?
But teacher, the 5% lecture and the 10% reading, what is the difference?
In the lecture, I am reading, I am the teacher, I am
Ah,
reading,
okay, 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 okay.
and in the reading is you read by yourself. In other words, according to this table, you have a better retention rate if you read by yourself without the help of the teacher.
Yes. And the pyramid say that the more effective way to learn something is teach others or immediate use of learning.
Exactly right.
Okay,
Exactly.
and this is como enseñarle a alguien más lo que sé.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay, okay. It's
So
very
if you
interesting.
want to become a master of philosophy,
Yes.
you teach others, and then
Yes.
that's the way to become a master of philosophy.
And in this process, when I hear my own words on my own answer of the question of another people, it's like I reorganize my ideas and see that the things that I know to teach another's, no? And on this I
Exactly.
learn continue to hear my voice and to hear another and his another comments, and it's a reflexive process, no? A
Very interesting. Reflexive process. For
process.
example, sentences that you are saying, that you are expressing, reorganize my ideas. Reflexive process, coalition of ideas. I didn't say this. You said this. You said you expressed these three sentences. Well, I am a teacher. I'm going to use these your phrases with other students. I'm going to use these phrases with Mickey. I'm going to use these phrases with other students, with the students of drones and GPS systems. And
Okay.
so, really, I am learning with you just by teaching English. And what I
Yes.
learned from you, or what I learned from Mickey, and what I learned from other guys, I use with all the students, you know.
Yeah. Okay.
So I believe this is a fantastic pyramid that shows you that by teaching others anything,
Uh-huh.
you practice twice.
Yes, it's a very good information, teacher. Also for a topic of conversation, I have lately is like últimamente, no?
Lately, I have had lately, yes.
Yes, I have a lately one conversation with friends of the topic of what is the meaning of be intelligent, of to aprender, que, o sea, de facilidad to aprender, the easy way to learn something.
Okay. And what is the conclusion of your friends, or your conclusion, please, or your idea?
Oh, it's very polite. It's very diversity topic. But I think that sería como salirse del tema, teacher, but I think this on this.
Right.
It's like the topic that before we talked to, a lot of people only see one way of a lot of the panorama, no? The people think that intelligent people is the people that know a lot of science, of a lot of read so much, of is a very good in one disciplinary. But I think the intelligence is a very relative concept. We see this, or we reflective of this with the concept of multiply intelligence, de las inteligencias múltiples,
Yeah.
or the way of the ay, ¿cómo se diría? Of the I don't know, teacher. I only I think the conclusion is the people that a lot of people thinks that is very intelligent, and the people surprised with this is a normal people that know how talk and
Yes, it's a
how
human.
express. Sorry, teacher.
Yeah, no, you're correct. Continue, continue, please. Yes. Yeah,
Okay,
continue,
okay.
please. You're saying something very, very interesting.
Is a people that know how express now. Imagine that I want to in an institute, in a school, if I want to appear or to look a people intelligent, I'm going to talk a very topics of science, for example, of lectures or literature or philosophy or whatever topic to appear intelligent for another people, but and these people is for the majority of the people are superficial and only say that he knows things that I never gonna to understand or never gonna to learn, or is are things that I don't interested of this. And with this, the people believe that I'm a very intelligent person, but this is only a way for esa solo sería una manera to express my ideas, but this don't meaning that I am very intelligent, or
This doesn't mean, this doesn't,
yes, this doesn't mean that I'm intelligent.
well,
And
it probably means that you have a specific type of intelligence, but you have
yes,
many, or
yes,
you can have
exactly,
many.
exactly, teacher. Maybe in the interpersonal intelligence, for I could be I am very good on, or I have a very desarrolled I interpersonal intelligence, but this is not very exactly of this. I think it is not exists a precise average. Exists the coefficient in the the coefficient intellectual,
The
but
IQ, intellectual coefficient, the intellectual
yes,
coefficient, the
yes,
IQ.
but the EQ don't
Doesn't. The
mide.
IQ
They ¿cómo se decía medir, teacher?
doesn't
Yes, that
measure
doesn't measure the concept that the a lot of people knows or want to believe of intelligence, or the or a orthodox concept. I think the intelligence is a very relative concept, but if we called to one people intelligent for only knows a lot of topics of science, of literature, we are very the ideas or a very nice concepts. We nos estaríamos reduciendo mucho.
we are going to be reducing the concept too
Yes,
much.
yes, we are gonna be reducing the concept much. Yes,
I fully agree with what you are saying, Luis. What you're saying is extremely interesting and extremely well organized. Let's
yes.
take a look at this chart. What do you see in this chart? What's your idea?
The multiple intelligence. Yes,
Right.
I remember that in the book of the multiple intelligence, it starts with like a cuento.
A story, like a short story.
Yes, like a short story of animals in one bosque.
In a
¿Cómo se
forest. Forest.
forest, sorry. In a forest that they want to make a school, no? A school of his abilities, and of this maybe the lion want one material or a signature of this school are
Subject, subject.
what is the strongest the strength now, they measure the strength or the one delphin wants the school one signature or what is a better way to nadar or
To
some a
swim.
lot of abilities no or a lot of intelligence no,
Right.
but this relation with a concept of I think is was Einstein of I don't know what is this the author of this aforismo that
Aphorism.
say if you ¿cómo sería juzgar teacher?
If you judge,
Okay, if you judge uh, a one fish for his ability of trepar, ¿cómo sería trepar, teacher?
climb a
Yes,
tree.
of climb trees, the fish is gonna to think of all of his life that he's an idiot.
Right, that's a fantastic idea. Luis, the topic is amazing, it's fantastic, and you are doing a great job. But I have another class, so let's
Oh,
continue
sorry,
this
teacher.
the
I
next
don't see the
time.
time, teacher.
I
Sorry.
forgot about the time too because the topic is so fascinating that I totally forgot. So see you next, probably next Thursday. All right.
Okay, teacher. Yes, the okay, okay, okay.
Hey, Michelle, Mitch, how are you? Hello.
How's it going,
Good to
teacher?
see you.
I just wanted to say hi.
Take care. Good to see you.
Bye.
Enjoy.
Thank you, teacher. Sorry. Bye.
Goodbye. Bye, Luis. Take care. See you next class. All right. Take care.
Yes. Bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.